you watching later. Let's see if I can share this to... It's still not coming up on my phone here. There it goes. Jockey was a peanut boy. Wherever he laid his bat was his home. And when he struck out, all he left us was alone. Sharing. All right. I might have to go get a jacket because now it's freezing. Effing freezing. Okay. Dude, it's freezing, y'all. It is freezing and I am starving, but here we are. Normally, I would have had time to eat first, but these people wouldn't leave, so I had to sit around like waiting on them like they're little princesses where the rules don't apply to them. I went up to try to tell somebody, hey, just so you know, we're going to close the gate soon. And they were like, I'm on the phone. Okay, well then F you. I'm going to lock the gate right now and good luck getting home. Welcome everybody. This is our extra broadcast of the 1904 newspaper from December 26th in Chicago. Hey Kathy, welcome. I didn't play my Spooky Saturday song because it's Sunday. Dun, 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 dun. Hey, Waterhorse, welcome. Rachel, I want to say. I'm really excited to see what a peanut boy is. It was definitely because of closing up the park. Those people are so freaking rude sometimes for no reason. Like, hey, I'm here, like, to help. You're welcome. Don't yell at me. I also have a theory that the same people who complain about government spending are the same people who spread their trash out across 5 trash bags when they go to the park or when they're out in public, so that the person that they have to pay to go empty those trash cans has to take their whole day and 5 trash bags instead of just the one. But yeah, let's complain about it. I don't know. People don't think about stuff like that. All right, Peanut Boy. If you're new here, please hit the like button and subscribe. I do stuff like this all the time. Not always moaning and complaining about stuff, but sometimes. I thought about doing some like public service announcement videos to be like, hey, it probably never occurred to you, but if you have muddy shoes, don't walk all the way through and use the handicap stall in the bathrooms, and make sure you track your mud across the entire room that needs to be mopped later by somebody who's a person. Try to use the closest stall so that you don't track mud all over the entire room. Stuff people don't think about. I don't know. Might make a series of videos like that are funny, obviously, but the point would still be like etiquette lessons, like common decency and politeness. I don't know. All right. Whew. Let's see what we got here. We're going to try to get through both pages like this. I'm going to turn the page once and we're going to read the last section. That is another version of this layout here. I wonder if there's a crossword puzzle. I don't know. That's usually like around the back of it, right? I don't know. Well, cool. Let's get started. Thank you to the 5 people who are here. There was 15 and now there's 5, and that's fine. That's fine. All right, so let's see. We have news of the city in brief. Dies in a sanitarium. Breaks left leg and fall. Breaks ankle. Service. Telegraphers. Men's league. Children's day. Fights till leg is... A lot of broken legs on this page. Just like the previous page was all train crashes. Seriously hurt and fall. A lot of people are falling, huh? Shot in saloon quarrel. Fast train to California. Killed in an elevator shaft. This is a great page too. What is going on in Chicago in 1904? Good Lord. Give manager a watch. Dies after an operation. Beer and... Oh, wait, not beer. Sorry, that's my mind. Boer and British dine. Clubs to discuss primaries. Let's see. Buenos Aires. Founding missions. Long trip with a lunatic. That sounds fun. This is going to be a great page, you guys. A bit of current fiction. Who needs it when the world is like this? Times were tough. Mods, is there something happening? Did somebody say something? I don't think I have enough like chat to need a mod. Plus, I really like to roast people when they step out of line, but I don't know. Jockey was a peanut boy. So I used to be a live streamer on an app. Let me flip it. I used to be a live streamer on an app called Bigo Live. And there would be like 1,000 people coming in the room, like the streaming room. And I used to really enjoy, like they would say really inappropriate things on this platform. And I used to really enjoy like, ooh, what do we have here? And sometimes I would dox them and tell them like their home address or their mom's name. And they would be like, oh, and it was super fun. And I would hate to take that away from myself. It was like my favorite part of streaming is like when we got a heckler, everybody got excited because we were like, oh, yes. Oh, thank you. Anyway, I just thought I'd share that. So I haven't really needed mods too much. If it was like a crazy stream, like if I was doing like a fashion show of swimsuits, yeah, I had mods that would kick out the pervs and stuff because I just didn't have time. Let's see. So we can figure out, you guys, I hope you're thinking of which one you want me to read first. Let's see. Remarkable success. Oh, I think this is all Peanut Boy. Pilots, Hildebrand. Okay, here we go. Weather favors racing. Hyde Park Blues. Young woman skaters. Champion of Ireland. Chicago fighter defeated. Claim his hand was broken. German somebodies hold a meet. Turners? What are turners? Like burger flippers? I'm just kidding. Wrestler is a joke. Okay. Yale's rules bar Rockwell. Ted and Bat shake hands. Is that a baseball thing or an actual bat? Like Batman. Forced to take action. Murphy owes Nelson $3,600. Tip is the most promising candidate. President of Western, whatever that means. Entries for today's races. Hey, are these horse names? Yes. Oh my God, I can't wait to read the horse names. Forms. Okay, racing forms. Odd Tales of the Town. I bet that's going to be a good one. Jesuit exhibits win high honors. 7 grand prizes. Historical exhibit. Short pause in a sermon. After thrashing a disturber. Sounds like some heckler got told off at church. That's good. Shock cure for La Grip. Not the grip. La Grip. Freight traffic grows. This seems to all be about swindlers dupe Indians. Okay, the man in the street. I wonder what that's about. That looks really long. Oh my God. From here to there is all one story. Yikes. Wonder what the man in the street's doing. Moonshine gets a prize. All right, so there's some stock market stuff. I wonder what the difference is between then and now. Stocks and bonds. Okay. Mostly railroad earnings. So some of this we can skip. That's good because that'll get us to the next page. Dividends. In commercial circles, trade is quiet. The wheat market, oh boy. Let's see. Reunited by a son's arrest. That's how it always goes, isn't it? There's one in every family. Tapped the girl's veins. Jesus. Winter home of rattlers. Tangled massive snakes to be dynamited in, oh my God. Unable to move bed. Perish in their own fire trap. Dude, this is going to be great. All right. What do you want to read first? Yeah, those chaps used to bare knuckle fight. Yeah. Don't rock the pulpit. Rock the pulpit. Rock the pulpit. Jesus don't like it. Rock the pulpit. Rock. Okay, sorry. Yeah. So I feel like just because of the headline on my thumbnail, we should spit Peanut Boy. But it's up to you guys. Traveling with a lunatic. All right. We could do that. Let's see. Traveling with a lunatic was, I think it was on the first page. Yeah, long trip with a lunatic. Cool. I'm going to get down on the ground here so my back doesn't like leaning. This is like the longest, like this is my full arm's length. So leaning over that way is so hard on my lower back. So I'm going to just squat down here. All right, here we go. Long trip with a lunatic. This is if you go on a road trip with me and you don't stop at Jack in the Box first. Member of Northwestern Mounted Police. Oh, a Mountie. Makes journey of 1,300 miles. Oh, so it's a prisoner? Oh, Ottawa, Ontario, December 25th, 1904. The records of the Mounted Police Department here contain the account of a somewhat remarkable and unique journey made by an officer of the Northwest Mounted Police. It was a journey with a raving maniac as a sole companion, just one cop, and as his charge for 1,300 miles through the snowy wastes of winter in the Canadian Northwest. Corporal Field of Fort Chipewyan received a summons to attend to a case of lunacy in the northern country. He started with dog trains, and it took him 14 days to reach his destination. Those poor dogs. The object was to bring down a violent lunatic who, while engaged in mission work, had lost his reason. Did he ever have it? On the way down, the man became so violent that he had to be strapped to the sleigh. Oh my God. Well, I bet it's warmer though. Like straps are better than no straps if it's cold. With great gentleness, although the lunatic bit, scratched, and even spat in his face, the officer waited upon him patiently, and when he refused other food, made beef tea for the unfortunate. That would not happen today. This would go very differently. That dude wouldn't have made it out of the snow. They'd have been like, I don't know. He got away, I guess. He probably won't survive in the snow. I'm sure that snow caused the gunshot that killed him. Frequently, the officer had to feed his prisoner like an infant. Well, if he's strapped down, yeah, as he would not eat it unless placed in his mouth bit by bit. Starting on February 18th, Corporal Field, after covering 700 miles, so almost a little over halfway, by March 1st, reached Fort Chipewyan. This was scarcely half the journey, however, and on March, that's what I just said. And on March 6th, the officers set out for Fort Saskatchewan, 600 miles distant, and on March 24th arrived there, having covered 1,300 miles through the winter conditions of the far north. The demented man was carried all through it in perfect safety and not having sustained the slightest injury, and was afterwards sent to the asylum at Brancon, Manitoba. Yeah, he'd be missing at least some teeth today. But it is Canada, so maybe. It was nice of him to make him some beef tea. They could have said beef, like soup or stew, or like beef broth. But he said beef tea. Fancy a cup of tea? What the frick did you just give me? It's beef tea. How dare you? How dare you offer me beef tea and not tell me? It doesn't say what he was arrested for. Apparently, he was just a violent person who had lost his reason during mission work. So it doesn't say what he did when he lost his reason. This is bizarre. Oh, yeah. Water Wars. So this newspaper, everything in it is like morbid and insane. Even if you think an article is going to be just normal and boring, we start reading it and it's not. There's something awful about it. And I don't know why. I have no idea why it's like that. But it's like that. I'm going to get my chair. I should have done before I started. If you see glitter on it, it's because I had to film using this chair the other day. I tried to get most of it off, but it's still pretty sparkly. He would get a chill pill. Yeah, he would get a tranquilizer or something. All right, so I kind of just want to read some of these horse names for today's races. I just want to see, just because it's there. Macrindale, Huckleberry Finn, Sam Stevens, Docile, Ojibwa, that's gotta be. Misanthrope, Trossix, Fiasco, Contentious, Felix Mozes, Vestry, Marco, Kitty Platt, Ascot Bell, Lieutenant Rice, Matador, Trapper, Flamula. Who names a horse Flamula? I like Kickshaw. Kitty Platt ran again. Reliance, Ed Tierney. Oh, the first and last name, like a man. Kickshaw, Montebank. Oh, we know what Montebank means. We know that now. Careless, Charlie Miller, Roland M., The Way. And here comes The Way. In the last lap, they took over The Way. Little Elkin, Oru Master, Rondelet, Vic Ziegler, Hannibal Bay, Darius Savoir Faire. Oh, here comes Savoir Faire. In lap 2, Sicily. Spelled, well, I'm sure that was supposed to be like an Italian horse. Sicily. Let's see. Why? There we go. Aggie Lewis. Ryan? Bob Murphy. Here comes Bob Murphy down the bend. Kleinwood, Water Pansy. So a Lotus. Reveille. That's cool. Mary Glenn, Jerry Hunt, Little Jack Horner. Optional. Seducey. Oh, that poor horse must have experienced some things. Gisette. Lucian. Mrs. Frank Foster. Oh, that's his wife. I named the horse after you, honey. Thanks. New Amsterdam. Breaker. Rudebeck. Kickshaw again. Foxmead. Rankin. Ram's Horn. Luralider. Judge Himes. Brooklyn. Mainspring. Semper Vivax. Gravina. Green Gown. Okay. Go to Win. I mean, I guess The Secret. Tom Shelley. Florentine. Probably Florentine. Escutcheon and Viperine. Okay, cool. There we go. See, Kathy, we're learning. Ojibwa is an indigenous tribe name. Oh, that's cool. Oh, I like that. I'm glad that it wasn't like, because it could have been, but instead it's like a very popular name for horses used to be Cherokee, didn't it? All right, so let's see. Careless. You know that horse was like, oh darn, I didn't win. Let's see. All right, so we'll go through the headlines again and see if you guys have one you want to do. Hotels do small business. Business, that's what I said. Dies in a sanitarium, breaks left leg and fall. Woman breaks ankle and kick. Lafayette Connell at service. Telegraphers will celebrate. Social for Men's League will entertain Children's Day. Fights till leg is broken. Seriously hurt and fall. Shoots a shot in a saloon quarrel. Fast train to California. Killed in elevator shaft. Give manager a watch. Dies after an operation. Boer and British dine. Clubs to discuss primaries. Takes Methodism south. We did Long Trip with a Lunatic. A bit of current fiction. Jockey was a peanut boy. And I think all of this has to do with the jockey being a peanut boy. Maybe. Yeah. Weather feathers favors racing. Weather feather. Hyde Park. Blues lose at St. Louis. Young women skaters to compete. Handball experts to play. Chicago fighter defeated. Claims his hand was broken. German turners hold meat. Wrestler is joke. Yale's rules bar Rockwell. Ted and Bat shake hands. Forced to take the action. O'Neill may lead league. We read the horse names. I got the horse right here. His name is Paul Revere. Odd Tales of the Town. Jesuit exhibits win high honors. And that's it. Short pause in sermon after thrashing a disturber. Shock is a cure for the grip. Freight traffic grows. It seems boring, but I bet it's not. Swindlers dupe Indians. The man in the street. Moonshine gets a prize. And then stocks and bonds. And stocks and stocks and stocks and stocks. Commercial circles. Reunited by son's arrest. Tapped the girl's veins. And killing a bunch of rattlesnakes. All right. The process of naming expensive horses is so ridiculous. You would know, water horse. You would know. Woman breaks leg and kick. Yeah. This is also, we found out yesterday, this is a Republican newspaper. So I don't know if that has anything to do with it, but All right, so let's do woman. Woman breaks ankle in kick when she attempted to force open a door at 160 Aberdeen Street yesterday by kicking it. Oh, you know what we got to do now? All right, 160 Aberdeen Street. When we first found this newspaper, we weren't sure if it was real because of how over the top ridiculous it is. Sorry, I'm trying to type. And we started looking up the addresses. And it is real. Chicago. Yep. Is it south or north? Or Chicago Heights. This one just says Aberdeen Street, so let's do that one. Oh. Okay, maybe there's a different one where we can look at the door and picture someone kicking it. Let's look at south. Let's try south. Oh. All right, let's try north. Nothing is the same. Oh, there it is again. Okay, so yeah, it's probably that one. Just because that keeps coming up. It does look very industrial. Once upon a time, there was a house here, and that was our backyard. No longer. Oof. Oh, you know what? Maybe it was an old apartment building, and she just got ticked off and was like mad at her neighbors. All right. We're here. Mrs. Ellen Bluford, 46 years old, 186 West Jackson Boulevard. Wait a minute. Why did they give the kicker's address if she broke her right ankle at a different address? Okay. I'm gonna look that one up. I'm gonna look up that address. So where did she actually break her ankle? Just because it's fun. 186 West Jackson Boulevard. So now we know 186 West Jackson Boulevard. Top. Yeah. Oh, no. 186 West Jackson Boulevard. Boom. All right, let's see what this looks like. Probably all. What the? Whoa. That was weird. I was like, are we inside a factory? What is that? I mean, it looks like these doors have historically always been glass. Maybe over here? No? What's with all the bicyclists? What's going on in this picture? What is happening? Hey, everybody. And where is the... Which one is 186? Okay, I don't know what's going on. Yes, where apartments are above. So she went above a business and kicked in someone's door and broke her ankle. So karma also prevailed in 1904. She was taken to the county hospital by the Des Plaines Street Police. Well, since we're here, let's see. Hotels do small business. The hotel registers yesterday showed fewer names than on any previous day of the year and fewer than on any previous Christmas for years. That's weird. Dies in a sanitarium. Gustav Haas, 1501 North Hermitage Avenue, died yesterday morning at the Northwestern Sanitarium. Haas was 50 years old and his death was the result of natural causes. Oh, I'm sure in a sanitarium, there's a lot of natural causes. Google Earth, you could do better. Breaks left leg in fall. Thomas Ward, 53 years old, slipped and fell in front of his home yesterday and broke his left leg. He was taken to the county hospital by the police. His injuries. Why is that in the newspaper? I mean, pardon me, but who gives a F? I don't know. I like that someone's kicking in doors, but if you're just slipping and falling in front of your own house, like, why do we need to know about that in the newspaper? Let's see. Lafayette Connell at service. 150 members of Lafayette Council of the Young Men's Institute ate Christmas breakfast at the Great Northern Hotel yesterday. I'm so hungry, you guys. They attended early services at the Church of Our Lady of Sorrows, West Jackson Boulevard and Albany Avenue. Our Lady of Sorrows. Why would you go there every week? People needed milk back then. Oh, yeah. And less trains. Or fewer trains? Fewer. On New Year's Eve, telegraphers of Chicago and nearby cities, including those of every branch of the profession, will celebrate the incoming of 1905 with a ball and reception at Burke's Dancing Academy. We don't have enough balls these days. 275 LaSalle Street. Large delegations from St. Paul, St. Louis, Minneapolis, and Milwaukee will both be in attendance. Well, I added a word. Let's see. Social for Men's League. Just because these are quick ones, I'm just going through them. The annual Christmas social of the Men's League of St. Paul's Reformed Episcopal Church, West Adams Street and Winchester Avenue, will be held Thursday evening in the church parlors. A program has been prepared. Reverend Walter Nugent, Billy Nugent, will give the address of welcome. James T. Russell, Vice President, has charge of the social affairs. Telegraph authors. Ooh. Their most used word was stop. We'll entertain Children's Day. The little children of the Hepzibah home Oak Park will be made glad today by a Christmas dinner at the Park Hotel. C.S. Cargill, manager of the hotel, has arranged the good time for the little ones and has planned a surprise for them in the way of little tables and a small red chair. Is there one chair? Saturday afternoon, the children were given a Christmas tree by the young women of the high school sorority. I never heard of a sorority in high school. High school? Really? Where are orphanages now? Do they have them? Do they exist? Because I've never seen one in my life, and I feel like as a princess, I could go there, but I don't know where they are. Sharing is caring. Let's see. Fights till leg is broken. Some more of these. I mean, it's a good thing. Why would they put all the broken legs next to the horse races? I'm just saying. Jonathan Harrison, 539 West 44th Place, attacked Michael McCarthy, a special policeman for the Wabash Railroad, yesterday afternoon at 44th Street, and the company's tracks, and both men were seriously injured before they were separated. Harrison, it is said, was arrested by McCarthy December 21st for stealing coal. He was going to get plenty of it for Christmas if he'd have just waited. In the fight, Harrison's leg was broken and McCarthy's nose was broken. I'm going to call that a draw. Thank you. I thought it was a good question too. I mean, you know, I don't know where they are. Seriously hurt and fall while attempting to get off a northbound Halsted streetcar at Washington Boulevard last evening. George Jordan, 393 Jefferson Street, this doxing is a lot. Why did they do that back then, I wonder? Was thrown violently to the pavement, suffering severe injuries. Persons on the car ran to his aid and discovered that the man's leg was broken and his hip dislocated. How old was he? Jesus. The police ambulance, I guess those two are the same thing, at the Des Plaines Street station removed the injured man to the county hospital. So he fell off a streetcar and got effed up. That had to be some fault. Did he jump while it was moving? It says he was thrown violently to the pavement. Did a person kick him off right in the back? What happened to him? I have questions, Mr. George Jordan. Uh-oh, this one's missing some pieces. We're going to do our best. Shot in a saloon quarrel. In a quarrel? Morning. Cohen's, Randolph Street. Oh, good. It was just the address that's missing. Over a woman. Let's see. That's another page. Oh, there's a big old piece missing there. Oh, man. Oh, Walter Wales? No. 282 Cortlandt Street. We could look that up. Was shot and seriously injured by a man whose identity the police do not know. Harris's assailant had left the saloon when the police arrived, and the wounded man was taken to the county hospital where it was learned that he had been shot in the right side. Very specific. Oh, hi.
Bye.
Have a good ghost tour. Be safe. Reporters back then ran around town all day looking for everything and anything to write about. The answer is no. Traditional orphanages as portrayed in novels and movies no longer exist in America. Why? Where are they? Where have all the orphans gone? That's weird. Oh, they all grew up and there's no more now. I don't know. Take the fast train to California. A further reduction in time has been made between Chicago and Los Angeles by the Rock Island Road, and today train number 29, the California Special, will leave Chicago at 8:40 a.m., arriving at Los Angeles at 6:30 a.m. the third day thereafter, thus making a schedule of 72 hours between these points. The Golden State Limited service was also was also inaugurated yesterday on a 68-hour schedule, the same as last season. Oh, well, thanks for telling us that it's the same. Instead, there's a complex government-funded foster system whose main goal is the reunification of children with families who can appropriately care for them. I feel like, doesn't it take a long time for you to get approved as a foster parent? According to the Nutcrackers movie that I just watched starring Ben Stiller. Oh, wait, no, they just handed him kids in that movie. And he was trying to like sell them. Okay, let's see. That's crazy. Killed in elevator shaft. Fred Reese, 45 years old, fell down in, oh no, he's 45 in 1904. He's going to get effed up by this fall. Oh, he's killed. That's right. Okay. It already said that before I read the rest. Derp. In the Tribune building. So like where this paper was printed, is it haunted? And was so seriously injured he died soon after. The victim lived with his family at 5646 Wabash Avenue. He was employed by the Tribune Company as a mailer and was assisting in loading papers on the elevator for delivery. There was a lot of mailers that were killed in train crashes on the previous page. It's a dangerous line of work, the mail. He was at work on the first floor. The first floor! An elevator killed this man on the first floor. I guess that's where it kills most people. Hey, what's up, Crow and Judas in the house, everybody? Oh my God. That's like drowning in a puddle. But I guess the first floor kills us all eventually, doesn't it? God dang. The gang's all here. And failing to see that the elevator had proceeded to an upper floor, he stepped into the shaft and fell to the bottom, one floor below. He died. Oh my God. He fell like 10 feet and died. I thought he might have got crushed by the elevator coming back down. So the elevator opened and he saw, like, he didn't even look down to where he was putting his feet. Oh, he was probably carrying stuff. I bet he was carrying. He's trying to load it. Still, though, he fell like 10 feet and he died. Sorry, Fred Reese, but we had to get you out of the gene pool. He who controls information. That's right. I know. Okay, I shouldn't be surprised. This newspaper is like, it's crazy. Crow of Judas, I don't know how well you know about what we're doing here, but everything in this old newspaper is insane. Like everything in here is something awful. Everything. It's all bad. All of it. Everything, that even the stuff that seems like it's going to be boring is like horrific somehow. Los Angeles has a crazy number of people who get caught in elevators daily. I've only ever been stuck in an elevator once, and it was for 45 minutes on the 23rd floor in New York. And I was like, well, this is how it ends. Yes, you think it'll be a normal story, but nope. I like these little short ones, though, because you're like, oh, the Apple market. And then you're like, oh, someone died. And the prices are going down. Let's see. Give manager a watch. Let's see. I'm sure this is going to be boring, right? Under unique circumstances, manager William Roach was presented with a diamond-studded watch by the employees of the Academy and Bijou Theaters yesterday. A presentation committee composed of Abe Kaufman, treasurer of the Academy, Edward Sargent, treasurer of the Bijou, and several others by a ruse succeeded in getting Mr. Roach on the same stage of the Academy, where Kaufman made a brief little speech from a tombstone used in the graveyard scene in the heart of Maryland. The play now running at the Academy. Mr. Roach responded with a short speech of thanks. Hey, we're going to read this tombstone to you, and I'm going to say thanks. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for reading. Oh my God, it was almost like, hey, this guy got tricked and surprised by a nice gift, and then, oh. Jesus Christ. All right, dies after an operation. Let's read this one. Oh my God. I freaking love this newspaper. This is the best thing that's ever been found at a thrift store, ever. Theodore W. O'Connell, 28 years old, and they dox his 345 Hamlin Avenue, died yesterday at the West Side Hospital. See, if he died at home, we would have looked up his address. As the result of an operation for appendicitis. There's a lot of typos in this. Appendicitis. Oh, he got excited. He was taken ill 2 weeks ago and appeared to be improving. Yeah, appendicitis doesn't go away on its own. And if you have appendicitis for 2 weeks, I'm sorry, but you're not going to make it. He appeared to be improving. He had a dead cat bounce until early yesterday morning when he was attacked by a sinking spell and died soon afterward. A sinking spell, because witches. I'm just kidding. Decapitation of a milky cow. Pretty much. Is that what's coming up? Did you see that in the next article? He was the son of the late Thomas O'Connell, a pioneer resident of the West Side. The deceased was treasurer of the Artesian Stone and Lime Company and was a member of the Sheridan Club and the Knights of Columbus. Well, none of that saved him from appendicitis, did it? 4 years ago, he married Lena Moxley, daughter of William J. Moxley, a widow, and one child survived him. Ugh. Someone has to type. Yeah, somebody types this and they don't do a great job. All right, this one looks reasonable, but we'll see. I like these short ones. And they relished every minute. I wonder if they were like, what else can I say that's disgusting? Battles of the Boers were fought over again in a linguistical sense in the banquet parlor of the Stratford Hotel last night. Colonel Frank E. Phyllis, managing director of the Boer War Spectacle, that's hard to say, gave a dinner to some 18 or 20 warriors who had seen service in the fray. It was a, quote, burying of the hatchet dinner. Oh, is someone going to get hatcheted? I'm waiting. General Viljoen told of the valiant struggle of the Boers, their privations and strenuous efforts. Now we need to know what privations are. Against overwhelming odds, and affirmed that the fight made was the most magnificent in either ancient or modern warfare. Captain Chapin, the principal speaker for the British side, gracefully confessed that the Boers were a worthy foe. He told of the mighty efforts required by England to subjugate the spunky and battling men in South Africa. Let's not call them spunky. Alyssa's still in the hospital from hers bursting? Oh, is that what happened? Ugh, that is super scary. My friend in 4th grade, my best friend, had her appendix out, showed me the scar. I called her while she was in the hospital and she was crying. Like 2 days after her surgery, she was crying in pain while she was on the phone with me. And I thought, well, I hope I never have to do that because it sounds like it hurts real bad. Real bad. Let's see. Clubs, they're like patting each other on the back for fighting each other. Oh, you guys fought really good. I mean, a bunch of people died, but they did a good job too. Yes. Clubs to discuss primaries. Let's see how this one can go south. In the Palmer House, tomorrow evening, that was a totally different article for a second, a meeting will be held of organizations interested in securing the passage of a practical direct primary law. The Referendum League of Illinois, which has taken the principal part, has extended invitations to various... I'm going to skip a skip. Bunch of names of groups. All right, nobody cares. All right. you've had a hysterectomy, they have to cut through a lot of layers to get to your organs. Ugh, ugh, I bet. My mom had one of those. And then she told her whole family, my mom, when she had to get it, because of cervical cancer. And when she told her mom and her sister separately, they both told her, oh yeah, I had to get that done too. And she was like, why didn't anybody tell me that cervical cancer runs in the women's side of our family? And they were like, oh, I don't know. And now I'm like, can I get one? Do they do like a 2-for-1 family discount? I don't know. Laser? Oh, good. Yeah, I'll go in for some like uterus LASIK. I could do that. I'll take it. A bit of current fiction. I know I can't get LASIK on my eyes though, because I would freak the F out. We already did Long Trip with a Lunatic. Takes Methodism south. That's a short one. Let's see. Bishop Neely, who goes to Buenos Aires, will found missions. Thanks a lot. I already don't like him. Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, December 25th, 1904. Bishop T.B. Neely. Does he die of TB? Who was elected Bishop of Buenos Aires at the last General Conference of the Methodist Episcopal Church, delivered his farewell sermon at Union M.E. Church here tonight, and will sail for South America this week. En route to Buenos Aires, he will make an 8-day stay at Panama, where he hopes to found a mission. Is there a mission in Panama? Does anybody know if he succeeded? Because I only know from San Diego to San Francisco. The bishop will hold the North Andes mission at Lima, Peru, January 18th, and the Andes Conference at Colombo, Chile's. They're going to meet at Chile's? February 8th, he will reach the Argentine capital early in March and will hold the South American, conference in Montevideo, March 8th. That sounds like an out-of-business rental company. Welcome to Montevideo. Let's see. When I woke up from surgery, I thought I was going to die. Oh, SP, welcome. This is a newspaper. This is the Chicago Chronicle from Monday morning, December 26th, 1904. And everything in it is crazy. You get like 5 cuts. Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, my mom had it done by laser, I think, too. Or laparoscopic. Is that what it's called? Yay! Hey, what's up? Spooky Sunday. Thank you, Midnight Rider, for the super chat on the Spooky Sunday special edition in color with the funnies. 1.0. Let's see. Oh, Blockbuster. Yeah, 1.0. I also just had my gallbladder out, was same way through a few small cuts by laser. So funny, I don't know if you guys care, but Marilyn Monroe, since this is Marilyn Monday, she had her appendix out in like 1952, I want to say, and she had her gallbladder out in 1962, I think. Anyway, you're in good company. All right, let's see. We have a bit of current fiction, which is pretty long. And we have, Jockey was a peanut boy. Your granddaddy was a peanut boy. I think we lost Crow of Judas. He's gone. We have different pay dollars. Yeah. I can't sometimes brush my teeth with a medium softness toothbrush. So yeah, we probably all have different pay tolerances. So we can read Jockey was a peanut boy, or Weather Favors Racing, or Handball Experts, or Chicago Fighter Defeated, German Turners Hold Meat, Wrestler is a Joke, Yale's Rules, Bar Rockwell, Ted and Bat Shake Hands, O'Neill May Lead League. We read those. Odd Tales of the Town might be fun. It's a little bit long. Shock is a Cure for the Grip. Short Pause and Sermon while somebody gets thrashed. Jesuit Exhibits win high honors. Swindlers dupe Indians. Super PC. Freight Traffic Grows, or Crows. Moonshine gets a prize. The Man in the Street. That's got to be horrific, but it's also a little bit long. Money, stocks, and bonds, and commercial, and all of that is all stock trading. Then there is Reunited by the Sun's Arrest. Tap the Girl's Veins, and Killing a Bunch of Snakes. Oh, and Perish in Their Own Fire Trap. Drunken Men. So there you go. What do you guys want to read? Wrestler is a joke. You got it. Oh my God, a 3.5 pound cyst. Was it the size? How big was it? Like, was it dense and heavy? Like, when you ran, did you feel like a grapefruit pounding around in there? I always wonder, because I always feel like when I run and my belly bounces, I feel like it's one particular spot that's heavier than the rest of it. And I have heard from morticians that when people die, they're pretty much like every single person that dies is full of tumors. Cool. Anyway, all right. Tap them veins. All right, so we're going to do Wrestler's a Joke first, and then we're going to tap the girl's veins. Oh my gosh. Yikes. Oh my God. That's insane. I'm so glad that you're okay now. I think. I'm assuming you're okay now. Okay, so Wrestler's a Joke is right on the pucker. So we're going to do no, it's fine. We're going to do, look at the newspaper we're reading. There's no such thing as too much information. Oh, mine is very high tolerance. When in a hospital and they ask pain on a scale of 1 to 10, I have to say, well, for normal people or me, and then I tell them I have trigeminal neuralgia, electric shock pain in jaw. God dang. I asked recently, because I thought I was dying, and I went to urgent care, and they said that women tend to diminish their pain when they answer that question, and men tend to also act like, oh, I'm fine. It's like a 1, but my wife made me come because she thinks it's like a 7 or 8. Or they're like, it's an 11, doc. I'm dying. So guys are all over the place, depending on how macho they are. And women are always like, no, it's fine. I've got to go do the dishes. Everybody's making such a big deal. Okay, here we go. Wrestler is a joke. We should see who Frank Goten is. Or is it Gotel? It's like it's Gotel. Frank Gotel. Something. Not taken seriously in Challenge to Jeffries. I'm doing good filling in the blanks, you guys. Okay. Let's see what Frank Gotel looks like. Let's look him up. Why not? Wherever he laid his hat was his home. Is that how it was spelled? Where is it? Oh, there it is. Frank Gotel. Yeah, I guess that's it. I'm going to say wrestler, because it's Wrestler is a Joke. The man who made Milwaukee famous. Reggie? Who the F is Reggie? Okay. Mike Wolf. Great Balls of Fire. I'm going to put it in quotes because apparently he is a joke because history forgot him. They're like, who? Nobody cares. Frank Gotel, Family History and Historical Records. Is that it? Yeah, that's the only one. Van Nuys newspaper. Frank Gotel of Tude. Okay, let's look at this one. You say higher to get the better payments. See, I don't even like, oh, come on. God darn it. Frank Gotel was born on month day in birthplace. Oh, he passed away on month day, 1975 at age 84. So, I mean, he had good defense. Wait, 1891. Oh, no, 1971. Okay, sorry. I got mixed up. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. Yeah, I don't even like taking like Advil. Let's see. Oh, Kathy. All right, let's see. Also, I think I've always had a fear of swallowing pills because I always thought they'd get stuck in my throat and I was going to die. I don't know. Maybe a past life I died from pills. Let's see. Frank Gotch. Oh, that's why I couldn't do it. I thought it was go tell, and it's Gotch. God damn it. Okay, let's try that. Frank Gotch, wrestler. Well, there was one though. There was a Frank go tell. Oh, well, look at him. There we go, everybody. Topless man. Look out. He's a wrestler. Ooh, he's barrel chested. He's coming for you. He's a joke, you guys. Ha 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 ha. He doesn't look like a joke. He looks like a Hulk. I'm not going to fight him. That's the same picture twice. Okay. He died in 1917. He didn't have long after this newspaper came out. He was an American professional wrestler and world heavyweight champion. He was trained by legendary Farmer Burns. Oh, see, and it looks like he defeated somebody. So he can't be a joke. He was 5'11" and 210 pounds. Sorry. He died of uremia. What the frick is uremia? A condition involving abnormally high levels of waste products in the blood. Ew. Okay. Cool. Out of context, those dudes got big naturally. Real, genuine brawn, I tell you. He looked like Robert Mitchum, or he was built like Anthony Hopkins or something. So he did pretty good. He died of not being able to flush stuff out. Didn't drink enough water. All right, let's see. Frank Gotch, I'm going to get at an angle so that the text lines up. The big Iowa wrestler who claims the championship of the world at catch as catch can style. Say that 10 times fast. Catch his cats can. What? Catch his cats can? What? Is not taken seriously in his challenge to Jim Jeffries, the Australian comedian. He could use a butt kicking to fight for the boxing championship of the world. The fact that he is one of the strongest men in the world and a champion at the wrestling game does not entitle him to attention from the followers of the fighting game, despite the fact that Gotch puts up a rather strong argument to substantiate his claims. What argument could you have? Gotch says he has all the strength, the speed, and the qualities necessary to cope with Jeffries. He intends to get Kid McCoy on the staff for the purpose of teaching him the finer points of the game, and then he will be thoroughly equipped for a meeting with the champion after he beats up a kid. Gotch says, I fought some in the West as well as in the Klondike. Well, I was in the section and defeated all of my with ease. Wait a minute. Let me see if I can. All of them, all of my men there, all of my men with ease, 6 or 7 of them. This showed me that I have some skill in the fighting line. I have ambition and plenty of after I learn how to conduct myself and McCoy can show me, I will be prepared to tackle Jeffries or tickle Jeffries maybe. Sorry, I started reading from the paper instead of my screen because I couldn't see. Oh, his bowel burst at some point. He had sepsis. Yeah, probably got punched in the gut too many times. That's probably true. He's going to tickle Jeffries. I know well A lot of people will smile when such a statement is made, but I am on the level with it. Don't laugh at me. Somebody has got to get the championship away from Jeffries eventually, and why should I not be the lucky fellow? Youth, strength, and weight should be served in this kind of match. At any rate, I am going out after it. Well, all right. Good luck. He's a joke. All right. And the other one was the veins. We're doing tickle five. We're doing the veins. We're going over here to page 7. 7? 9. We're on page 9 of 12. But we already read page 12. So we have 10 and 11 left after this. All right, we're going to tap the girl's veins. Oh yeah, that was talking trash in 1904. I think I'll do a good job. The meanest thing he said was, I have youth. So the other guy, I guess, must have been old. I don't know. Ooh, trash talking. It was before the WWE and Hulk Hogan. Healthy college students give lifeblood to save another. Oh, I see. It's a blood drive. They just put it in the worst possible way as they could. Vincennes, Indiana. Vincennes? I don't know. December 25th, 1904. To save the life of Miss Catherine Organ. Oh my God, her name is Organ. You guys, Jesus. Okay, here we go. We have to save our organs. Organs. Her fellow members of the Society of Vincennes University submitted to have their arteries tapped. That's disgusting. Please stop phrasing it this way. Oh my God. I'm going to leave. The blood obtained was used to replenish the impoverished blood supply of Miss Organ. That sounds so made up that I can't even. You must find another paper for us. Don't worry, this is going to take forever. We have read less than half of this open section, and it's already been an hour. Hey, Mikey. Let's see. The fact has been kept a secret, and even now the girls refuse to discuss the matter or tell who of their numbers submitted the heroic operation. Check who has a Band-Aid on their arm. I don't know. It's not a big secret. That's dumb. Miss Organ was operated on for appendicitis. Another one. What's happening to people's appendixes? Where was I? She lost a quart of blood on the operating table? How? Her life was in momentary danger, but her classmates came to her rescue. Were they in the OR with her? Take my blood. Oh no. Not Miss Organ. And she is now completely out of danger. The doctors injected blood from the veins of the healthiest members of the class into the vein. Did they even check to see what blood type they were? Because it doesn't sound like it. Who's healthy? Get up here. Hurry. Get those arms out, ladies. Into the veins of Miss Organ, and there was a quick change for the better. The members of the society are bunch of peaches, and we don't know who helped and who didn't, so I'm not going to read their names. Actually, these are some pretty old lady names, so let's do it. Oma, Jessie, Clotilda. Clotilda needs to make a comeback. Esther, Margaret, Edith, Mary, Ola, Blanche, Maybelle, Edith, Nellie, Grace, Edith again, Mame or Mamie, Constance, Alice, Maddie, Anna, Cornell, Edith again, Doris, and another Mabel. Wow. Them some old lady names right there. Oh my God, that's awesome. Edith Trimble. Sounds like a TV character for sure. Duchess. I don't know. This is Chicago. There was a lot of Danish people in like Ohio and Iowa at the time and other wah sounding places. All right. So we have, let's do, since we're here and I'm sitting down and I'm comfortable and my hands are freezing and I'm so hungry. Okay. So let's do this because it's right here. And I haven't seen any other requests. Reunited by son's arrest, parents long estranged. are reconciled. Oh my God. So he didn't want to see them unless they bailed him out. And then he was like, hey, Mom. St. Louis, Missouri, December 25th, 1904. The misfortune of John J. Schneider, the youth who is held on suspicion of being, oh, let's see what he did, one of the Mutzburg murderers. Now I want to know about this crime. Broke down the barriers which for nearly 20 years had separated his father and mother. That's why he turned to a life of crime. He was just a neglected boy. When the boy was a baby, the father and the mother quarreled, and the mother, then but little more than a girl herself, gross, left her husband and child. Good girl. Since that time, they had never spoken to each other or held any communication. Each called to see the son, neither knowing the other was there. They were given seats on a bench in a 4-courts hallway while a friend sought a pass into the jail. For a moment, they did not speak. I wouldn't either. I'd be like, hey, there's that old dude that made me have a kid with him. Cool. Let's see. Then the man began to weep. The woman's face took on an expression of tenderness, and they moved toward each other on the bench. This is the opposite of what happens on the laugh-in bench. Oh, son, you've come back to us to commit a felony. Who spoke the first word or what was said? No one knows save themselves. Obviously, someone was watching their micro expressions, so they definitely heard, but it didn't go with their little story, so they didn't include it. For the words were spoken in whispers. The man continued to weep, and thus they talked until the pass into the jail was brought, and together they entered to see their son. Both the father and mother are still young. Oh, okay, so he's not an old dude. Never mind, sorry. A complete reconciliation followed. We made such a mistake when we were young, and we're still young, even though our youth murdered somebody, so he can't be that young. So we can't be that young either. What is happening? Okay. All right. Perish in their own fire trap. Drunk dudes. Winter home of rattlers. Tangled massive snakes to be dynamited. We can do the stocks or the market. We can see what Moonshine got a prize. We can see what's going on with the trains. Short pause in sermon while a heckler is roasted. Shock is a cure for the grip. You can scare it out of them. Swindlers dupe Indians. Jesuit exhibits win high honors. Odd tales of the town. Ted and Bat shake hands. Yale's rules ban this dude. Chicago fighter defeated. German turners hold meet. Handball experts to play. Jockey was a peanut boy. We still haven't read that one. Weather favors racing. I think that's all on this page. Yeah, that's all we got left. So let me know what you would like to read next. Spare me the weepiness. The weepiness. Roast the heckler, you got it. That's my kind of guy. All right, let's see. I have Jimmy's old seat. Okay, short pause in a sermon. Methodist preacher resumes discourse after thrashing a disturber. Union City, Indiana, December 25th, 1904. Reverend C.P. Connolly. God, they all sound so made up. While preaching before a large congregation at the Free Methodist Church, of which he is the pastor, that makes sense, since he's speaking there, stopped in the middle of the sermon, walked down the aisle, and invited a man who was disturbing the meeting to step outside, where they fought it out in a fierce fist fight. What is happening? Alyssa, hello. How are you feeling? Are you okay? We have a sermon, a preacher taking it outside with a dude in his, I almost said courtroom, in his church, and fisting it out. No, that's not how you should say that. Fighting it out. Let's just say they fought. Okay. Don't mind me. I haven't eaten yet today. During the meeting, William Nelson entered in search of his wife, who recently joined church. Not this church, just in general. He found her near the mourner's bench. Okay. He took off one of his rubber overshoes and drawing it to a throwing position, he exclaimed, "There is another one of those fools." What is happening? What is happening? Sorry, Alyssa, you walked right in on us having a conversation about fists. He threw a rubber galosh. That is hardly a glove. Jesus, there's another one of those fools. Before he could proceed further, he was stopped by a man nearby, so he didn't get to throw his shoe. At this juncture, the preacher took a hand. Going up to Nelson, he said, "Come and go with me." What? That sounds very romantic. Isn't that a song title? They stepped out of the front door, and here they took positions. Well, hey, hold on. Maybe it is what I said. Nelson, who is quite a fighter. Wait. Oh, yeah. Okay. He's the disruptor. He's quite a fighter. Rushed at the preacher a dozen times, but with remarkable skill, the gospel servant ducked and sidestepped in the most approved fashion. Oh, he very classily played defense. Cool. He's good at dodgeball. Finally, seeing his opening, the preacher landed a straight shoulder blow square in the face, and his opponent, quote, went down and out. The preacher then re-entered the church and calmly finished his sermon. Pardon me. Sorry for the disruption, everybody. The congregation did not know what had happened until the preacher swore out a warrant against Nelson on the charge of disturbing a public meeting, and Nelson was arrested and locked up. They didn't know what happened outside. He punched him in the face. Dios mío. It could have been. I mean, oh my God. He's down and out. Oh my God. Wow. I want to go to that church. His wife picked a good one. There's another one of those fools. What does that even mean? What did he mean? What was he mad about? Why was he going to throw a shoe? I have so many questions. I wonder what he died of. Let's find. Let's find. Oh, you know what? It's going to be really hard to find a William Nelson obituary, because I'm sure that's a really common name. And they don't give his wife's name, so we can't even look at that. Oh man. Ooh, Alyssa, you found the perfect emoji for a row between preacher and heckler and probably abusive husband. Jesus. All right, I'm going to make the executive decision since I don't have any more votes for what to read next. Let's figure out what Peanut Boy is all about. It's not going to be as good as what we've made it, but we should know. And I probably won't read the whole thing, but we're going to skim at the very least. All right, Jockey was a peanut boy. Champion Hildebrand now finds himself star of the world. Before end of the year, he may have 300 winners to his credit. Success during season in the saddle has been truly remarkable. Peanut boy. Just a few short years ago, Eugene Hildebrand was selling peanuts in Schutz Park, San Francisco, with no idea of ever becoming a world-famous jockey. But as the year 1904 draws to a close, he finds himself the kingpin rider of them all, with the credit of putting more winners over the plate in 1 year of racing than was ever accomplished by any knight of the pigskin. What? How? What? Wait, why are we talking about football? And before the new year rolls around, he will probably have reached the 300 mark of winning mounts. Okay. That sounds like one of those AVN awards. Hildebrand never rode a race until 3 years ago, so his success in the saddle is without precedent. Vic Gilbert, who has trained around the California tracks for a number of years, first secured a contract on the boy and is entitled to considerable credit for developing him. Plunger Joe. Plunger Joe Yeager purchased the lad's contract from Gilbert for a paltry consideration, judged from his remarkable success this season. The first winner ever ridden by Hildebrand was Sterling Towers, a horse whose name is familiar to racegoers everywhere. Is it? He's a jockey. Was a peanut boy. And then he became a jockey, and within 3 years he was the best there ever was. Let's see. I'm going to skim a little bit. Hildebrand rode 51 winners on the tracks near San Francisco. Well, that's rivaled by few women. Plunger Joe. Oh my God. On the tracks near San Francisco. Well, maybe. Okay. When Plunger Joe Yeager took him to Ascot Park, Los Angeles, where he landed over 40 winning mounts. When he left the coast to try conclusions with the crack riders around New York, he had 97 winners to his credit. What's a crack rider? I'm just kidding. He's coming from San Francisco to look for crack riders elsewhere. I'm just saying. The youngster made rather an inauspicious start on the eastern tracks, as the trainers there were slow to recognize his merits, and he got only a limited number of mounts on horses of moderate ability. It soon dawned upon race devotees, however, that Hildebrand was an extraordinary rider. His quickness at the post gained well. Hold on. I'm sorry. He has a quickness at the post. I'm doing my best. I'm a child. Gained him many high-class mounts. And before long, Hildebrand was quite the fad. Horses seemed to improve greatly under his vigorous riding. And in very short order, he was on top of the heap. Hildebrand rode 165 winners in the East this summer. Well, Redfern, who was second on the list, had but 90 wins to his credit, and Shaw had 81. Okay, and a bunch of dudes. And they finished on the list in the order named. I don't need to know how they finished, everybody. Oh, my God. Let's see what... all those crack riders had a lot of wins. Hildebrand piloted Artful to victory. So the horse's name was Artful. In the Futurity. Okay. And also won the Great Trial Stakes with Flyback. Oh, my God. There's a fly in the back of that horse for easy access and quick dumping. He rode Irish Lad. Oh, my God. This is like reading football stuff because it's just as... Okay. When he beat Ort... He beat Ort Wells in a nose finish at Sheepshead Bay and landed Coy Maid. Ooh, he got a Coy Maid. A winner in 5 consecutive races. His first winner in the East was Lord Badge, and strangely enough, he won his last race there on the same horse. I'm so glad. I'm so glad that Peanut Boy turned out to be so entertaining because it could have gone either way. Hildebrand's showing since has been quite a disappointment to his followers, and his average suffers in comparison with his Eastern record. He returned to California with 262 wins to his credit and has since ridden 2 winners at the Oakland track and about a score at LA. Let's see. It will be seen that he established the nucleus of his record-breaking season. What? On the metropolitan tracks in the vicinity of New York. It was thought he would have an easy time winning races when he got down to Ascot Park in LA, as he was not called upon to hook up with many star jockeys. Sorry. I can't see because I have like tears because I'm laughing so hard. He was not called upon to hook up with many star jockeys. Well, the fields were much smaller, but as a matter of fact, he has had to fight hard for every victory, and the numbers of times he has been beaten out by a very small margin have been astonishingly large for such a skilled rider. Oh my God. He is said to be riding in the best form, however, and has a big lead on the other boys. In the past 10 years, the winning title has not changed hands very often. Until the advent of Hildebrand, the record of jockey C. Reef with 292 winning mounts in 1900, I guess, has remained unsurpassed. In 1898, Tommy Burns made a bold effort to outstrip his Oh my God. Okay, where's outstrip? Outstripped this record and wound up the year with 277 wins, which was still 15 behind Little Rife. Little Rife? They're calling him Little now? 2 years ago, Jay Ranch was the leading rider of the day with the credit of piloting 276 winners, which was 1 behind the record of Burns and 16 behind that of Rife. See, Rife never rode in California, but is a cousin of Lester and Johnny Rife. Burns rode at Oakland the year he made his high run, and Ranch is a California boy who served his apprenticeship with the well-known racing firm of Burns and Waterhouse. For the past 2 seasons, he has been riding successfully in France. I bet he has. Oh my God. Peanut Boy cannot be contained. Oh my God. Is this more about him? Weather favors racing? No, it can't be. We're still in San Francisco, though. Whew. God, that was good. That was a good one. During the past 2 weeks, some startling reversals of form have been noticed among the GGs. The GGs. What is the GG? And of course, the stewards looked into these matters, but without results, and the howling form players soon forgot that anything out of the ordinary had happened. There had been quite a little selling war raging, and a number of owners have come in for their share of the boosting business, but no blood has been shed up to date. Starter Jake Holtman arrived this week from Los Angeles to take the place of Dick Dwyer, who in turn goes down to Ascot Park. And so far his work at the barrier has been quite satisfactory. They really just put it just for the sake of including his name. They were like, he's got a cousin named Lester. Oh my God. Dwyer set a good example for him here, and the public hated to see him leave, but they loved to watch him go. All right. Sorry. As he was never in better form with the flag, and his work from the beginning of the meeting has been brilliant. Jockey Will Knapp has departed for Los Angeles with his family for a much-needed vacation. I bet he needs a break. Get some rest, fella. Oh, Willie. And this takes one more star away from riding talent. W. Davis has been putting up some miserable exhibitions in the saddle, and his manager decided that the boy was, quote, overworked. I bet he was. Let's see. Young Sullivan was also placed under the ban by the judges as he rode 4 losing favorites in one afternoon, and it was decided he needed a rest too. Several of the other boys have also been riding like they were worried about Santa Claus. What? What? What are we talking about? A youngster that promises to shine very brightly in the future is Sammy Greenfield. And in the past week, he has ridden into 4th position in the ranks of winning jockeys. He's a clever little fellow. Hi. Hi, Sky. Welcome. What does any of this have to do with Santa Claus? I don't understand. Always on the alert, a remarkably strong finisher for his weight. And if he keeps on improving as rapidly as he has in the past month, the shining lights will have him to reckon with in 1905. I'm imagining these riders bare-chested in leather chaps, brandishing a plunger raised high in the air while passing that finish line. Oh my God. Military Man is fast gaining a reputation as a hard luck horse, and as he has been beaten by a nose recently in different handicap events by Bombardier, Fossil, Litola, and others, and it begins to look like he was hoodooed. Hoodooed! He's a consistent performer that is always doing his best and will win a good purse for his owners before long. Hugh McGowan is now the property of Jay Dyer, and Joseph and Malera have recently acquired the 2-year-old The Phalanx. Why would you name a horse The Phalanx? For a consideration of something like $1,000. Let's see. Oh, it's quite likely he will be seen. It is quite likely he will be seen in the saddle. W.D. Jennings' great mare Dainty made her first start of the season in California on Monday of this week and easily disposed of a good field of sprinters, including Huntington, Toledo, and Inc. She was right on the edge now and will be a hard one to beat from now on in any company. Yeah, well, your granddaddy was a peanut boy. Yeah, I said what I said. All right, so we can do a bit of current fiction. We can do German, where is it? German turners hold meat. Handball experts to play. Chicago fighter defeated. Shock as a cure for the grip. Odd tales of the town. That's got to be good. Thank you, Kathy. Jesuit wins high honors. Ted and Bat shake hands. Swindlers dupe Indians. Stocks and bonds and money. Freight traffic grows. Moonshine gets a prize. Killing a bunch of rattlesnakes. Okay, that's everything. That's everything. What do you guys want to do? Oh my God. Dude, my feet are so freezing cold right now. Just saying. Oh my God, that was fun. Whew. My nose was running because my eyes were watering so hard. I was laughing so hard. Jockey was a peanut boy is totally worth it. I'm going to have to take some pictures of that thread so I never, ever forget it. Okay, I think I'm going to go with, since no one's voted, for maybe Odd Tales of the Town, just because I feel like it's long, but it might be some really good little tales of the town. I'll scooch closer. Oh my God, that was so funny. Peanut Boy, Santa, Lester. Plunger, don't forget Plunger Joe. Oh my God, I can't breathe. I told my husband I need to do some work. He's probably like listening to me crack up back here. Oh yeah, we're working really hard. We're studying history. We're reading the paper. It's very serious adult work back here. Okay, Odd Tales of the Town. A young woman who came to Chicago 6 months ago from a country home 500 miles away was eating her Christmas dinner alone yesterday in a small restaurant on the South Side. See, this is before YouTube, so she had to. She was lonesome, and the congested state of the post office and express companies had delayed a fine Christmas box which had been consigned to her. She did not know anything about the enormous amount of Christmas business in Chicago and had no thought regarding any possible delays in transportation. He thinks you're cheating. I forgot to take my lunchtime dose and you've reminded me. Oh, yeah. Welcome back. Moonshine. We can do that next. Thank you. Welcome back, Kathy. Sorry. She had received no Christmas word or reminders from home. Consequently, her loneliness was deepened into genuine gloom. What is this leading up to? She ordered her dinner, and when it came, she could not eat. She tried to be cheerful, but there was a choking sensation at her throat, and the tears began to steal into her eyes. Has everybody forgotten me? She thought. Yes, she felt convinced that there would be no Merry Christmas for her. Her feelings overpowered her. She left the restaurant hurriedly and went home, where she shut herself in her room and began to cry bitterly. An hour later, her landlady knocked on the door. Miss Milton, she called through the door. There's an expressman at the door with a big Christmas box for you. Instantly, the girl sprang to her feet and rushed downstairs. She opened the box and found it full of Christmas presents, all sorts of useful articles and beautiful things. She rubbed her eyes and burst into laughter as she said, "And think of that fine dinner I left untouched, all on account of the expressman being late. I'm going right back and order another dinner, for I'm as hungry as a bear." You dumb idiot. How dare you waste a meal when I am sitting here starving on YouTube? I've had 2 cups of coffee today and nothing else. And you left it because your feelings. Oh my God. All right, let's see. I'm looking at the chat. All right. So you said, oh, I forgot. It was something. Moonshine. There we go. We're looking at Moonshine. It's over here. Moonshine gets a prize. Here's something uplifting, since we just had to deal with Miss Milton being a freaking crybaby, inventing something to be sad about. All right. Unsampled bottle of the Kentucky Still product is recognized. Louisville, Kentucky, December 25th, 1904. Kentucky has become so famous for her whiskey. By the way, you guys, you can spell whiskey with or without an E, and it literally doesn't matter at all. It's spelled both ways. It's whatever you like. That she received a silver medal at the World's Fair on a 5-gallon bottle of firewater that was never sampled by the jury of awards. Wait, how did she win a silver medal if nobody even... What? Wait. In order to determine the grade of the liquor, it was necessary for the judges to taste all the whiskey entered for an award, but the bottle in question went through the fair without having the seal and the cork broken. See, people don't know. There's not a difference. They all taste the same. Just freaking pick one. Who cares? Might as well save some money and get a cheap one. It doesn't matter. No one's drinking whiskey for the flavor. All right, let's see. Correct me if I'm wrong. They didn't even know. They didn't try the second place winners, so whatever. Of 5 other bottles of whiskey on exhibition in the Kentucky section, 2 were awarded grand prizes, and the remaining 3 got gold medals. Wait. How does 3 of them get gold medals? A mystery parcel from Australia. Ooh. Hey, my cockles are freezing. So, yeah, I'll take it. Thank you. Firewater is called Red Bull. He says, I freaking love Red Bull. I freaking love Red Bull. I haven't had any today. It just sounds like it. Because I always sound like this. I'm not sure why I meowed. Where was I? Oh, yeah. 3 gold medals. The judges conformed to the requirements governing the awarding of medals in every instance except the last. You mean when they gave out 3 first prizes? You mean that? Or when they didn't open the second place? Whether the previous samples convinced the judges that all Kentucky whiskey was worth a prize, or whether they were afraid to add Moonshine to what they had already sampled, was not stated. But the superintendent in charge of the exhibit could not get them to open the bottle. Oh, they were like, we drank a bunch of whiskey and we're afraid this Moonshine will kill us. Just give it a silver. The whiskey is almost white. Ew. Has anyone ever had a Moonshine that looks like milk? That's gross. I wouldn't drink it either. I'd be like, no, you can keep it. Here, have a participation award. The whiskey is almost white and comes from Middlesboro, the center of the Moonshine whiskey district of the state. The still that distilled the liquor is not an illicit one, so it's not like toilet whiskey. The whiskey was never in charred oak barrels from which the ordinary whiskey of commerce takes its red color, and consequently it retained the original hue. Is whiskey normally white? That's effing gross, you guys. That is super gross. Too old for Red Bull. How old is too old for Red Bull? Am I on Facebook or Instagram? Yes. Oh my gosh. I am on Instagram as ashleyasmarilyn, and I am on Facebook as Marilyn Monday. And I'm in Debunkers Anonymous, if that helps you find the right one. And it's a picture of me as I dream of Jeannie for tomorrow's video. It looks like very thin milk. Ew, like non-fat milk. Blue water. Blech. Gross. Secretary R.E. Hughes of the Kentucky World's Fair Commission sent the prize bottle to a railroad friend in St. Louis with the seal still unbroken. He was like, I'm going to re-gift this. Here, you can have it. Ew. I milked the whiskey plant myself. All right, so we have shock, cure for the grip. Jesuit exhibits win high honors. More odd tales of the town. Ted and Bat shake hands. German Turners hold meet. Yale's rules bar Rockwell. A bit of current fiction. Weather favors. Oh, we already kind of looked at weather favors racing. Handball experts to play. Chicago fighter defeated. That's quick. Let's do that one quick. Jack Fain loses vicious fight, and seconds claim his hand was broken. Special telegram, New York, December 25th. Hang on, let me get that off of my screen. Okay. In a vicious eight-round battle found in Mount Vernon this afternoon, Jack Fain of Chicago, they put it in quotes, but they didn't tell us his actual name. Okay, cool. John, I guess, was thoroughly whipped by Spike Walter Robinson of this city. So Spike has a first name. It's Oscar. Fain's seconds threw up the sponge in the 8th round, claiming that their man had broken his right hand. The men fought at 130 pounds. That doesn't seem like much. And the battle was the fastest bout that has been fought in this vicinity in months. 300 sportsmen from New York saw the bout, for which admission was $2. Methylated spirits with orange juice. Methylated? What the frick does that mean? Methylated. Is it like gasoline? Jesus. All right, so we also have freight traffic grows. Snakes commercial stock bonds, and swindlers dupe Indians. I don't know. While you guys pick one, I'm going to go to the next probably super sad story from this godforsaken newspaper. Oh, this one's ripped. Let's see what we can do. I'm going to do my best. This part is going to flip over that way. Got it. Ooh, it's not going to last. When we turn the page, that's definitely going to be gone forever. Okay. Here we go. Attired in all the colors of the rainbow, her ponderous form swaying with the motion of the Indiana Avenue car, and her straw-colored tresses somewhat disturbed by the wind at the corner, she moved the length of the city between the length of the something between the two solid rows of persons reaching from end to end. To the majority of the passengers, her movements reminded them okay. Hang on. We got this. We can do it. Of the portion of a circus parade in which the elephants take the most prominent part. Is she a big girl wearing a rainbow colored outfit? Because y'all, that's... In front of the car, she turned. Is she an elephant? Maybe she is. Thunderous form. Yeah, maybe she is. In the front of the car, she turned and gazed down the lines of each side. Not a man stirred. She might have been a servant girl, or she might have been a washerwoman who recently had fallen heir to something valuable. At any rate, her general appearance did not inspire any of the men present to offer her a seat. Oh my God, you guys, this is about a big girl, isn't it? As she, Jesus Christ. As she stood leering down the length of a car, there was a curve and a lurch. The woman lurched. Okay, they needed their thesaurus. Made a beautiful curve and suddenly sat down on the floor of the car. She was angry all over. Not just on her face, her whole body. Especially was she injured in dignity. A man arose and attempted to help her to her feet. He was repelled. If you had not kept me standing, I would not have fallen. I do not need your help, she cried. I beg your pardon, but I merely desired to assist you, as I would any woman, said the man. The woman had gained her feet. She was looking at the passengers with infinite scorn, because it's their fault she fell, of course. Water Horse, sorry to leave you, but I have to get ready for bed. This was a ton of fun. Thank you so much, Water Horse. Please have a good night. Get some sleep. Enjoy. I'm going to eat when I'm done with this. And then I'll sleep too. Probably, eventually, tomorrow. Okay. Let's see. Everybody say bye to Water Horse. Bye. Bye, bye, bye. She drew herself up to her full height and tilting her nose at an angle high above the top level of the Masonic temple, she said, "Don't you dare call me a woman. I'm a lady." She looked it. She thought she had him crushed and humiliated, but she was mistaken. "I must apologize," said the man suavely. The woman looked triumphant and satisfied. "And," he continued, "to relieve your mind, I will promise that so far as I am concerned, I will keep the secret. If the rest of the passengers are willing, it will go no further and none will ever know it." The woman smiled. She rode half a block when the meaning of the remark dawned upon her. Then she waved at the conductor and left the car. What? What? I will keep it a secret. No one will ever know that you fell, I guess? What? Can somebody explain this to me? Because, I mean, blonde is a state of mind, not just a hair color. So she's not a woman, she's a lady. Oh, she thought she humiliated him and he made it clear. Whoa, I got disconnected. Okay. Here's another odd tale of the town. I don't know where these came from. they're not fiction because a bit of current fiction is a different section. So these are things that must have happened. This is like overheard in New York, but in 1904, I guess. The two men had been lingering. I wish I had like a local police blotter, because I bet the people in this town are hilarious and petty. The two men had been lingering over their dinner. They were ready for coffee, and one of them told the waiter to bring some Roquefort cheese, butter, and Worcestershire sauce. He also said he wanted a loaf sugar square saturated with brandy and burned. Why? Then there's no brandy left. The men waited and puffed on their cigarettes. Finally, the waiter came. He had some cottage cheese. Roquefort cheese is blue cheese, right? I feel like Roquefort is blue cheese, right? So cottage cheese ain't that. And an array of sauces that would scare a chef. The sugar refused to burn, he said. He explained that it was impossible to burn anything when it was a half-inch submerged in black coffee. What? What is the matter with this waiter? Then the waiter turned with an air of satisfaction, stood at a respectful distance, ready to rush the finger bowls to the table and collect his fee. Well, that waiter is a fool, said one of the men. He was angry. Oh, never mind, said the other man. You haven't made any original observation. Of course he's a fool. If he wasn't a fool, he wouldn't be a waiter. Excuse me. The two men thought a moment or two and then went where there was a garçon instead of a waiter. Rich a-holes. Are you kidding me? What is this story? Okay, I've worked. I'm gonna try to get my feelings under control here. I have served in restaurants many times, quite a few different ones. Denny's was my first one in high school. Fine dining, from Denny's to fine dining. From Subway sandwiches was my first job ever, to fine dining at Disneyland. Right now today, if somebody said they would pay me $1 bazillion a year to be a waiter, again, I would tell them no, because I can't. I freaking mentally can't handle it. I get too stressed out. It is too much to remember. It is way too much to do. You don't get, like, you're not scheduled for the time that you have to do your side work, but they still expect you to hurry up and do it. And if it takes you too long, they're like, why are you still here? And you're like, because I haven't finished my freaking side work, because it's your work that somebody else should be doing. I don't know why waiters have side work at all. They shouldn't, because they have enough to deal with. They have to, and then people like that are so freaking rude. If he was smart, I want to quote him correctly here. If he wasn't a fool, he wouldn't be a waiter. You know what? In a sense, that's true, because you would have to be a fool to put up with fools like that on a freaking daily basis. I would never be able to handle being a waiter again. I would never do it again, because it is awful. And it takes a certain personality to be good at it. And I can do like the charming, talking to people, thing, but ethically, I can't upsell people, because I feel gross doing it. So I'm not a big upseller unless somebody like really probably would enjoy something that costs more, then I'll tell it. But like, I can't remember everything. I still wake up and go, oh my God, I forgot to give that person ranch on table 5 10 years ago. Like, it still haunts me that I forgot so much. And then counting at the end of the day. I always thought, oh, I counted it wrong. And no, I counted it wrong. I got to count it again. I always doubted myself. And I have a friend who I've talked about on my stream before, who I haven't really met up with since the last time, because everywhere we go, they complain about the service at the restaurants that we go to. And they're like the worst to the service staff. And they're so rude and so dismissive and so belittling and condescending and like, you don't know. And I can't hang with that. And I've always like gone behind them and slipped like tips to the people that have been abused by this person. And I don't know how to, I even made a Reddit post about it. I don't know how to tell that person that I can't be friends with them anymore because of how they treat waiters. Because like I don't want to hang out with somebody like that. Somebody who's capable of doing something like that, of treating people like that, and thinking that they're above someone else, or like thinking that other people are beneath you and that it's okay to treat them like they're beneath you. Ew, dude. I can't be friends with somebody like that, because that carries over into other parts of your personality. And that's like, it's like dripping ink on a good thing. And now it's just all, ugh. Anyway, sorry, I got a little triggered by that one. Chicago. F that dude. All right. Whoo. Got a little preachy. That's fine. We're past it. We're all together. Yeah, see? You guys get it. Yeah, same with working retail. Totally. Oh, God, I can't stand it. Ugh. Anyway, all right. Let's see. Never again will I be tempted. Let's see how I can get triggered on this one. Never again will I be tempted to wander from the old beaten path that has led me to success in my calling, said Sandy the Touch. There's a person named Sandy the Touch. This dude has to be some kind of predator, right? To have a name like Sandy the Touch. Yes, they do, Sky. To his right-hand neighbor at the coffee counter in Harrison Street on Christmas afternoon. The old beaten path. Okay, let's see what his calling is. I've told you that many a time, Sandy, was the response. A panhandler, to make good, has got to stick to his regular route or he'll lose out. Oh, okay. Another stack of wheats, Mike, said Sandy to the white-aproned scene shifter. This afternoon, grafting breeds on orphan appetite. What the frick does any of that mean? What is happening? Help. Customers treat owner staff terribly more often than you. Yeah, for sure. It's not okay. I call it out whenever I see it, and I kind of love being a customer, like at Starbucks or something, when somebody starts to crack wise. I love sticking up for people because I know they're not allowed to stick up for themselves and that it's not worth it for them to lose their job over it. But I love being like, I got nothing to lose. You're a douchebag. We can all see you. Aren't you embarrassed? Anyway. All right, let's see. Okay, I'm going to read this sentence again because I really didn't absorb it at all. This afternoon, grafting breeds an orphan appetite. And what's a stack of wheats? Is that like frosted mini wheats? Humiliation is still free. Those people have no shame. You can't shame somebody who has no shame. With the approach of the batter cakes, stack of wheats, like pancakes. The syrup, that's how you're going to spell syrup when I'm feeling this way? You're going to hit me with that spelling? Okay. All right. Let's see how it is. The syrup pitcher and the thread of the story became contemporaneous pickups. Yeah, somebody just really likes like a word of the day calendar back then. Like an ex's old friend I met for the first time talked of their daughter getting a retail job as it's a no-brainer job through college. Oh my God. Yeah. You're like, well, my dad told me as long as you have a job, you're doing good. He's like, even if you're scooping ice cream, it doesn't matter. As long as you have a job and you're paying your bills and you're honoring your debts, that's all that matters. It doesn't matter if you're plunging toilets or whatever. It doesn't matter. There's no such thing as a no-brainer job. And I think that the jobs that people have dubbed beneath them require bigger brains to get past that ego and just freaking do work that needs to be done, Anyway. I mean, there's a lot of finance bros that don't have a brain in their head. Let's see. Uh, I know what you say is right, Joe, but last night, being Christmas Eve, I got ambitious and wandered over into Park Row from the boulevard, and there is where I queered myself. What happened? Sure, you would. Sure, I did. In the dark. This took a turn. In the dark, I flagged a brakeman what had drilled over into the row for a fresh piece of chewing. And what he did to me, I'm ashamed to give up. Oh my God. What have we stumbled upon in the back of this old newspaper? You for me, he said, and frisking me by the wrist, sneaked me over into the freight yards, and him and a couple of other stoop-shouldered guys had me loading and emptying freight cars until sunup. Holy crap. I thought that was going in a totally different direction. Then with a pair of swift kicks for thanks, and they let me 23. What does it mean to 23? Served you right, Sandy, for hogging the bite. What? And me with the swellest route in the city, from the annex to Park Row, concluded Sandy mournfully. Never again for mine. Cleaning bathrooms matters. That's right. I do it at the park. Someone's got to do it. It's got to be done. People leave them. The amazing way that people leave the bathrooms. Like, no one's watching. I've seen people walk out of the bathrooms and they've looked me right in the eyes, and I knew and they knew what they had done, and then they left as quickly as they could. And I was like, oh, you're not going to stay and try to help fix this? You're just going to leave it like that? Okay. Let's see. Well, what the frick were those stories about? Holy crap. All right. Let's see a bit of current fiction. This is the story of a boy and his faith. Oh, God. It was an evening shortly before Christmas 2 years ago. Napoleon Gouzeline. You can write any name you want in fiction. That's what they went with. Napoleon Gouzeline. And his father and mother sat in their home gazing into the dying embers of a fire. The father's hands groped into the dying darkness. Napoleon, Napoleon, he called softly. Yes, came the answer of the lad. What would you that Santa Claus brought? Queried the father. And the face of the young lighted. A smile came over him. His eyes danced in their feverish excitement. A violin, answered the boy. Tears sprang to the eyes of the mother as she heard. A violin? It was impossible. The youth might as well have asked for the gold of a millionaire. A violin? Impossible. There was but little more than bread in the family larder. Do you suppose he'll bring it? Queried the youth. The smile died on the father's lips. He didn't want to dash the hopes of the boy. He might. I don't know, he answered. What the freak is that story? God damn it. Bicycle guy? What? What about bicycle guy? Oh, yeah. Yes, bicycle guy. Oh, my God, you guys remember him. We met eyes. I forgot I told you about that. I saw a mother of bride stagger out of store and begin crying. Muggins here. It was only NPC around. Poor lady had merely entered store, and 17-year-old worker told her, out, nothing your size here. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Dude, I would have told him off so bad. 17-year-old worker. Her or him. I would have told that person. I would have told him off so bad. Wow. Excuse me. The last of the embers died away, and the household of the Gouzelines, oh, this is the same story, was in darkness. Good night, father. Good night, mother, said the boy, and crept to his room. It was with difficulty that he undressed, for he was crippled. Oh my God, you guys. Did they not get enough of this in their normal Chicago Chronicle? that they have to fictionalize it too. It was a task for him to climb into the ragged bed, for he had never walked a step in his life. He sat in the darkness. He could not kneel, for he was paralyzed. He folded his hands and raised his eyes to the sky. Dear Santa Claus, bring me a violin. I do not ask for much. I do not want anything else but a violin, he prayed. He prayed to Santa? You can pray to Santa? Dear Santa... I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. The days passed and Christmas morning came. Napoleon Gouzeline arose in haste. He crawled to the fireplace. Oh my God. Where he hung his stocking. He was afraid to look, afraid that the violin would not be there. If there's a violin in your stocking, you'll know. Still, the temptation was too great. He looked and saw that the stocking was empty. Really? There's nothing in it? Tears came to his eyes and fell upon the ragged carpet. It seemed that the heart of the youth was broken. Christmas meant nothing to him that year. Jesus Christ, you guys! He was even glad when the holidays were at an end and he could return to the school for crippled children. Jesus. Did you get the violin? Queried one. No, he answered simply. And you never will, because my father said you was too poor to buy food, let alone violins. But I will, answered the boy. Even at 6, he possessed faith. Jesus, holy, my God. Okay. This better get better. I swear, if he doesn't get a violin, I'm going to burn this newspaper. I'm just kidding. The year passed. A year! And the Christmas season of last year was at hand. No, if the year passed, it's this year's Christmas. Again was the fire in the Gouzeline home low. Again did the hand of the father grope in the dark to find the head of his son. Why? Why is he groping around in the dark? Napoleon, what is it you want this Christmas? A violin, father, came the answer. You fucking know it. Sorry. The tears sprang to the eyes of the mother, as they had 1 year ago. Oh, they're all shocked. And do you suppose I'll get it, father? Queried the boy of 7. I don't know, son. Perhaps. Closed sign. Oh. No grope. The father and the mother were miserable that evening. The father's life was surely reaching its end. Oh my God. They're killing off the dad. He realized it more and more every day. What would become of little Napoleon was his constant thought. And the lad was dragging himself to bed. Jesus. It was painful for him to throw aside the mean coverlets. I would love to be under the covers right now. I'm freezing. It was cold in the room and the boy shivered. He clasped his hands and again raised his eyes toward the ceiling. Oh, dear Santa, they say you are the friend of the poor as well as of the rich. Dear Santa, I asked for a violin last year and you did not bring it. Please bring it this year. Please do, Santa. No grope, no hope. Oh, no. The days passed and the morning of Christmas came again. The boy arose in the His feet were bare as he crawled to the living room. Again did he cover his face to hide the disappointment, if it should come. But his fear overpowered him. Slowly, he drew away his hand and his gaze fell upon the empty stocking. His short life brought into the... Nope, that's a different page. Okay. Sorry. Christmas was days, a series of... Once more did he... School gong. Did you get your violin? Querier, one of the... Querier, one of his friends. No, was his simple answer. And you never will, for you are living on the county. What a dick. Another year had passed, and the Christmas season of 1904 had come. Oh, present day. The blind Gouzeline and his wife. Oh, so he's still alive. What was that bullshit about him dying last year? Each day he knows more and more he's dying. This person's not a good fiction writer. It's a very short story and it's full of holes. Literally full of holes. Okay. And Napoleon sat in the same room. They were waiting for the embers to die and leave them in darkness. What a depressing family. My son, what do you wish Santa to bring you this year? Queried the father. A violin, answered the youth, now 8. You know, because I keep saying, and you act like you don't know. The tears blinded the mother. Now everyone's blind. Always the impossible, she murmured to herself. Why haven't they just saved up to the gropes of wrath? Forrest Grope. And will I get it this year? Queried the youth. I don't know. Once more was Napoleon sitting in bed. He's not sitting, he can't. His hands were again clasped, his eyes turned heavenward. It's because he's praying to freaking Santa Claus, and that's not how it works. You have to write a letter. He's not Jesus. You can't pray to St. Nick. Dear Santa, bring me a violin, he was praying. The boys and girls say that you will not, that we are too poor. But the good women teach us. What good women? What? That Santa will remember the poor. Please bring me a violin. The days passed until Friday came. Then the children, like Napoleon, were taken to the home of Mrs. C.G. Comstock, 4835 Lake Avenue. Even their fiction is written like a news article with doxing. As Napoleon entered the parlor, he saw a Christmas tree. Lying at the foot of the Christmas tree was a violin case. The boy never left the spot. When the teacher came to distribute the prizes, she saw Napoleon. She was touched by the appeal. She picked up the violin and held it at arm's length. Napoleon Gouzelin, she said. The boy clasped his hands, and his eyes were turned heavenward. Dear Santa Claus, I thank you. I knew you would bring it. Well, W.L. Veek, you suck ass. All right, so let's see. That was terrible. Not good. I mean, there was a happy ending, I guess. But only after a lot of bad writing. All right, let's see. Ted and Bat shake hands. Everything seems kind of Shock is a cure for the grip. Jesuit wins high honors. No. Swindlers dupe Indians. We'll skim some of these. The man in the street might be good. The rattlesnakes are going to get dynamited. All right. And freight traffic. All right, so let's skim a couple of these that sound like they could be good. I'm going to try to cover up my hands because I think I'm getting frostbite. Is that a thing? Like, can I get frostbite? My freaking hands are freezing. They're all crinkled and dried, freezing like they're in the freezer. I'm going to... Okay. Let's see what Swindlers Dupe Indians comes from. Is it a sports thing? Let me see what my battery's... Oh, my battery's at 25%. I don't know how long I can keep going. Let's see. Washington. Speaking of difficulties connected with Indian, were we speaking of that? With Indian land allotment work, the annual report of the Dawes Commission tells of schemes of dishonest people to defraud the Indians. No, you don't say. The commissioners say speculators, not over-scrupulous in their business methods, have attempted in every way to influence the work with a view of personal gain. Okay, so we know what happened there. We've been daily witnesses of the distress of the people caused by the... Okay, so this is freaking upsetting. Hey, July 1st, 1905. We're looking to the future. All right, freight traffic. There was one that I wanted to read. Odd Tales, current fiction, man in the street, snakes. I definitely want to read snakes. Let's see what Man in the Street's about. Welcome back, Sky. Hi. Hello. An occasion of singular interest was when, at the Chicago Historical Society on last Friday evening, the Jesuit historical collection selected from St. Mary's College Archives, Montreal, Canada, together with the historical documents belonging to the Chicago Historical Society and recently exhibited at the Louisiana Purchase Exhibition, were on preliminary view. Oh my God. Some editions have been in a number of the manuscripts, Father John. Okay, that's boring. All right, we're doing Home of the Rattler Snakes. Let's do it. Freight train. Woo! That's the horn. Choo choo! Choo! What is that? Oh, that's the train. Okay. All right. I might have to end my stream soon because my phone is going to die. But we definitely have time for this, and then I'll turn the page, and if you're still there, I'll say goodnight. Cheyenne, Wyoming, December 25th. W.G. Curtis. We still have a full other section like this. I might have to do it tomorrow for Marilyn Monday, which is lame because I was going to dress up and do something else, but that's fine. We'll figure it out. Who is a member of the last Wyoming legislature, vouches for the truth of the statement that there is on the Hubbard Ranch in the Torrington district a mammoth snake den, the like of which probably does not exist anywhere else on Earth. The den is in the form of a small cave, and this is used by the rattlers as winter quarters. Yes, rattlesnakes can't survive under 70 degrees Fahrenheit. They got to be warm, so they snuggle up. Each fall, snakes are discovered coming from all directions, returning from their summer grazing grounds to their winter rendezvous in the cave. The ranchmen in the vicinity of the den are greatly annoyed by the reptiles as they are disbarns? Disbarns? What does that mean? After spending the winter in the cave, they migrate in the spring in all directions. In the winter, visitors to the den have seen great tangled masses of rattlesnakes which coil around each other for warmth. It is estimated that in this one den, one of the largest in the state, there are thousands of rattlers every winter. Some idea of the number can be gained from the fact that several hunts have been held without materially diminishing the number. Although on a recent hunt, 375 were slain in one afternoon, and the hunters desisted only when they were worn out with their work. Oh, that's sad. Mr. Hubbard is planning to exterminate the rattlers, which rendezvous at the Big Den. This is how animals became extinct, by the way. And will use dynamite. When the rattlesnakes have congregated for the winter, it is purposed to place several shots in the den and fire them off, thus not only killing the reptiles, but destroying the cave. So they can't get warm anymore. In addition to the rawhide den, there are several other large dens of snakes in the Laramie County, notably in the hills near the mouth of Horse Creek. If the efforts of Hubbard to get rid of the snakes at the rawhide den are successful, the same method will be adopted in the others, and then there won't be any snakes. Oh, Kathy, thank you. Yeah, I kind of got in trouble-ish for having this in the way. So I was trying to get through it to like make everybody happy. But I do also really enjoy reading it. Like it's been super fun. I have a bunch of old stuff to read though. And it's all just as juicy, but not as dark. Jesus. Some of this is like, yikes. Yikes-a-bunga. Anyway, is there anything here that we didn't read that you guys wanted to read on this page? And then I'll turn it. Oh. There we go. Oh God, it's the scary part. Let's see what my battery, 17%, you guys. I'm gonna try. Oh God. All right, here we go. We're gonna turn the page. It's gonna be scary as heck. Anybody, anything else to read on this page? I'm gonna keep this phone over here going so that I can see if you guys tell me to read something on this page while I'm still trying to slide this underneath it to turn it. Oh man, this is so stressful. Oh, I have to go under that. Oh. Oh. Ah. Scary. Okay. Woo! It's all crispy. Well, there's nowhere to plug it in the ranger's office, so I can't charge it in here. The last one standing. Yeah, I agree. I'm on the rattlesnake side. We need them for a reason. All right. Here we go. Plus, I never think I'm going to be out here for so long because it's like freezing cold and I haven't eaten dinner. So I always figure, oh, like 2 hours is probably plenty of time. And then we get all into it and I'm like, I don't want to go yet. So this is at least a way to make sure that I have to. All right, here we go. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh. There we go. Gas. Well, I guess it's about gas. At least it doesn't say farts, but it could. Whoa, we got some cartoons. This will be fun, you guys. This next page is going to be great. If you guys are still there, yes. Okay. Please subscribe so you don't miss when we come back and do some more of these. But we got some like cartoons. This is going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait to see what it says. I wish I had more charge so I could stay, but I'm also freaking freezing and starving. Do you guys want spoilers or no? Spoilers or no? Let me know. It's a 1904 newspaper. Spoilers or no? Let me know. It's got to be good. It's got to be good. Dun, 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 dun. Ooh, the classifieds. That could be fun to look through. It's nice that takes up so much because that means that this will be a quick one. And a lot of this is itty bitty. Yep, still here. Yes. Okay. How about this? Woman is 104 years old. Flee from Tsar's army. The Louvre paintings described. That's short. All right, look at this fella. The Dutch. Oh, wait. I can't read what his name is. This is Mrs. McGuire, had a querulous voice. This is Tim supporting an L girder. Is he wearing a girdle? I'm just kidding. It was the day of a lifetime for Miss Mary McGuire. This will probably be the cover photo for next time. Cool. Clairvoyance. Ooh. Oh, we're going to read that. Yes, like and subscribe. Please make sure you like and subscribe. We're going to be reading this newspaper super soon. I hope you'll come with us soon. And I think my battery's going to die. But we're going to read this probably tomorrow. And I might be in full costume for that like an idiot. Because I'll film other stuff too. I also have a video coming out tomorrow with a different character. And then, yeah, we'll see what happens. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm so effing cold. I like the back of my arms. And this window's open. And this window's open. It's freezing in here. Okay, so I'm going to go. But thank you guys so much. And we are going to check this out. Pants. Well, he's got pants. I don't know. Pants. All right. And it says battery may run out soon, 5% remaining. Okay, I will see you guys very soon. Thank you so much. Love you guys. Thank you.